Now, we've been reporting for years how FEMA camps have been being built in secret all across the country and elsewhere to detain Americans during a time of a government-declared crisis. And now, of course, this illegal immigration influx that is flooding across the border is, of course, just a part of this Rex 84 plan to usher in martial law. Now, we talked about this last month. Did FEMA anticipate this crisis? Is that why they were making all those unprecedented requests for those 24-hour emergency supplies? They were asking for blankets, temporary shelter, emergency assistance for food, bulk hygiene kits, and then, of course, things to take care of any waste. Now, of course, we just asked if it was a question, but we know the answer to that. Of course, FEMA anticipated this crisis, and now with some bombshell proof, our reporters were there to witness firsthand FEMA vehicles spotted parked outside one of these illegal alien shelters in McAllen, Texas.
I'm Joe Biggs with Infowars.com in McAllen, Texas, where behind me, the Department of Homeland Security is essentially putting up another giant detention center. They're calling it an immigration holding cell. It is 55,000 square feet. It is separated into 4 different pods, and they're expected to hold up to 1,000 kids at 72-hour increments at a time and release them by bus into different parts of the country unknown. They have TVs set up in there, giant, large, flat-screen TVs, better than the TVs that you and I have at home. They have a health facility. They have a DFAC, a dining facility. All this stuff is inside here right now. And behind me, too, if you see, there's a brown bus. It is a giant FEMA bus. Here comes more and more politicians out of this brand new facility in McAllen, Texas, where they've been meeting and coming up with ways to help the Obama administration import poverty into our country. What's happening to our country right now is mind-blowing. In McAllen, Texas, I'm Joe Biggs with Infowars.com.
Now, the federal government long ago devised this military contingency plan to deal with the quell in domestic disturbances in the case of a large amount of illegal immigrants flooding the border, just as like we are witnessing today. It's called Operation Garden Plot, and it was just one of several plans that was put in place by the government in the late 60s and early 70s to deal with these indicators of potential violence. They were specifically preparing for, among other things, migrations of large numbers of minority groups. Now, this was part of the Rex 84 readiness exercise of 1984 and a framework of this secret plans to call for martial law. Now, Alex Jones revealed this years ago in Police State 2000.
Up on screen are photocopies of the Miami Herald, and this goes back into the 1980s when they had congressional hearings dealing with shadow government and martial law. There's the headline, The Secret Government. And it talks about secret summits, a plan to take over the government. And it shows the people that were in charge of the continuity of government, Dick Cheney and others. And then we have a congressional hearing where we have Congressman Jack Brooks and others during Iran-Contra bringing up the secret plans, and they're told by Congressman in a way that that can't be discussed. It's a national security issue.
In the 1980s, the concentration camp program got a big boost.
Colonel North, in your work at the NSC, were you not assigned at one time to work on plans for the continuity of government in the event of a major disaster?
Mr. Chairman.
I believe that question touches upon a highly sensitive and classified area, so may I request that you not touch upon that, sir.
I was particularly concerned, Mr. Chairman, because I read in Miami papers and several others that there had been a plan developed by that same agency, a contingency plan in the event of emergency that would suspend the American Constitution, and I was deeply concerned about it and wondered if that was the area in which he had worked. I believe that it was, but I wanted to get his
May I most
confirmation.
respectfully request that that matter not be touched upon at this stage. If we wish to get into this, I'm certain arrangements can be made for an executive session.
And tragically, the only member who got close was Jack Brooks, and he was stopped by the chairman. But the truth of the matter is that, yes, you do have those standby provisions, and the plans are there, and the statutory emergency plans are there, whereby you could, in the name of stopping terrorism, apprehend, invoke the military, and arrest Americans and hold them in detention camps.
So there you go, guys. The FEMA camps are real. They are here. Get ready. Now, thank you for tuning into the show tonight, and we will see you here Monday at 7 p.m. Central.
You've experienced and heard about the benefits of super male vitality. Now, the new formula has arrived. Introducing the new Super Female Vitality. I have specifically designed this formula to help the body naturally regulate itself without the use of artificial hormones. Key ingredients chosen from the highest quality sources. Secure your Super Female Vitality today from our limited stock at InfoWarsLife.com.
You are watching the InfoWars Nightly News, which airs 7 p.m. Central at InfoWarsNews.com. Members can share their passcodes with up to 11 other people, and your support is helping us defend liberty worldwide.